Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I am so glad that you're here because we are talking about free agents right now, and there are so many conversations regarding the Vancouver Canucks and all the UFAs and the two RFAs, and I just feel like this kind of material, or content, I should say, is being regurgitated over and over and over again. But the question is like, who are we going to go after in free agency? And the number one name that keeps coming up over and over and over when it comes to Canuck fans and sometimes in the media as well is Jake Guentzel. Now, Jake Guentzel is a phenomenal player on many rights. And so the question is, there's lots of questions regarding him, everyone. And I post in the comments if you think the Canucks should get, I'm just writing something down. So how much should I forgot to post this. Because the questions are how much should the Canucks offer him? Is he going to be available? So post in the comments if you think, should the Canucks target and go get, that's the better, go get Jake Guentzel and add him to the team? Should the Canucks do that? Now, I know that the answer should be yes. It should be yes, but let's dive into all the different scenarios. And why is it so important to go after such a guy like this? Part of me thinks this is one of the reasons why is we just went after Lindholm and, got him, paid all that capital to get him. And then we offered him $7 million times 7 years. And he said, no, thanks. And it might be a blessing in disguise. And don't get me wrong. I think Lindholm's talented. I think Lindholm is a good player. He will bring value to whatever team. But if you actually look into Lindholm's workings with the Vancouver Canucks, he was not good in the regular season, everyone. Let's just be completely honest. Obviously good defensively, good on faceoffs, which is fine. But if you're going to offer a guy this amount of money or more, because he rejected this, is Lindholm the guy that you need on the roster? Now, we know when it comes to the playoffs, he played quite well. And I understand why the Canucks offered him to him. But this is the thing, is if Lindholm doesn't want to come back, and I actually don't think Lindholm should come back, this is not the kind of player you want on your team. If you want Pettersson to be firing on all cylinders, you really want a winger for Pettersson, not a center. So you had Lindholm as the center with Pettersson as the winger. It's like we're paying a winger $11.6 million a year. Are you kidding me? Come on. He's got to be driving the line, doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, the whole conversation about Pettersson is really tough for me. You know that I made this video about possibly trading. Should the Canucks trade Pettersson? There's a gap where they can trade him this entire season, just because he hasn't hit the no movement clause yet portion. But today, like I think we should be going after a winger, not a center. And especially Lindholm doesn't want to play here. And for a guy who didn't play well at all in the regular season, was really struggling. I know he was new, trying to get used to the team. But is this the guy you want going forward? I think it's you want a winger, not a center. We've got enough centers. We've got a lot of depth down the middle. Obviously, having 3 stud guys would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. But this is why I think the Canucks should target and go get Jake Guentzel. And let me just clarify a couple things. It all depends on his cost, right? But let's talk about him first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we'll go from there. So, first of all, his position, he's left. He can play left or right, and he shoots left hand, like he's left shot forward. Even on some of the sites, it even says he's a center, which blows me away. He rarely plays center, so I don't know why they say that. He's 5'11", 180 pounds, and you're thinking, man, this guy's not that big. I mean, he's fine, but in today's NHL, we might need to get some beefier guys if you're going to pay him big money, right? Big money. It's huge money to get Guentzel, right? But if you're going to pay for Lindholm anyways, can't you put that money towards someone like Guentzel? Well, you actually need help. I think I'm going to do a video about recapping the Lindholm trade in a bit, but we traded away a forward and then needed a traded away a winger and then needed a winger to play with Pettersson. It just did. Yeah, come on. So, excuse me. So let's talk about Guentzel and some of his pedigree before we dive into some more of the questions. And I appreciate people already asking questions. If you're watching this later, please for sure take a moment to comment what you think about Guentzel coming to Vancouver. Is it a realistic possibility? Is it someone that the Canucks should be targeting? Even will the Hurricanes let him go? And there's a lot of rumors going on right now that they want to keep Nacas, and they're okay with letting Guentzel go. And I'm like, what? That sounds so weird to me. Like, why would they do that? But maybe it's just because they know how much he wants. So just a reminder, I make Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. If you like that kind of content, hit the like and subscribe, everyone. Follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's dive into Jake's stuff here. I'm going to bring up some of his stats. I'm going to go to hockeyreference.com. And if you look at Jake's, okay, this is NHL standard, like this regular season. You look at his stats here, everyone. Oh, I hate all these commercials here. Okay, so let's go to 82 game seasons. He started he started in 2016, 2017, had 33 points in his first year. That's insane, everyone. Now, granted, he's playing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's playing with really good players with Malkin, Crosby, mostly Crosby. So 82 games his next season. He had 48 points. Then he went 76. Then he was still a point. He was the first time he was a point per game guy here. Then he was another point per game guy in 2021. 84 points, 73, 77 total there. Total. Where am I going here? Oh, total. Okay. And then so Pittsburgh with that's the total one is for Pittsburgh, and then he gets traded. He's a point game guy, and then he goes to Carolina, where he actually increases 17 games, 25 points. This is pretty amazing. His shots on goal are a lot. I mean, he's not a hitter, everyone. Even though when he first got in the league, he was a hitter, but it's because he was in a lesser role, right? This guy is scoring. Look at his scoring. Okay, if you look at all this, 22. He's a 40 goal scorer two times, 36 goals. Another season 30, and then in this one, this year he was a 30 goal scorer. The question is like, does he come to Vancouver, and is he what Vancouver needs? Now, I want to show you not only the regular season stuff, but let's just go quickly to the playoffs. And this is a key, okay? So Stanley Cup, okay? 25 games, 21 points. You look at even this year or the year before with Pittsburgh, 7 games, 10 points. Here, this one, 12 games, 21 points. Like insane, absolutely insane numbers he puts up 2 years ago. 7 games, 10 points, 8 goals, everyone. Goals in the playoffs are money. They're gold. They're gold. This is the kind of player you want. You want playoff players, right? You want playoff players. You want people that are going to produce, right? And that is so important. That is so important. So the question is, how much should the Vancouver Canucks offer? Some people think that he wants $9 million. You know what? So did Lindholm. Lindholm wanted a lot of money. He wanted a ton of money from the Calgary Flames, rejected that money. If you're going to spend $9 million, I'm thinking Guentzel might be the best option. Now, if he's going to be available, that's the interesting point. But imagine Pettersson in the center, Guentzel on one of the wings. I think that's going to be magic. I think he's a playoff guy. I'm all in on this. It all comes down to how much. So I want to dive into some of the comments tonight with you guys. Go after Guentzel. That's what I have. It should say go get Guentzel is what it should say here. Would we go after Guentzel? I don't know. Lyndon says, can we afford Jake Guentzel? That's the biggest question here. Would be a perfect addition to the Canucks with Petey, and would bring Toffoli, and we could bring Toffoli as well and get 2 top 6 forwards. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. And you're right. Personalized, good to have you here. And Roberto as well. Lyndon, good to have you here. An American-born 29-year-old Guentzel, who is a one-time Stanley Cup winner, plays for the Hurricanes and will likely re-sign with them unless there's an offer given him he cannot refuse. Likely, but there's a lot of rumors that Carolina is not wanting to give him $9 million or whatever, 8.5, whatever he wants. Okay. Quinn Hughes could sell Guentzel in Vancouver, but again, he would need an offer that cannot be refused. Yeah, and I don't think we should be offering him 10.6 or whatever. Like that's just dumb. That's just dumb. Are wingers a priority? I would say yes. I would say yes. We are deep in the middle. And wingers are not that very good. That's why I would bring in Guentzel and Toffoli and let Lindholm leave us. Use Hronek as trade as bait and sign Zadorov. I like that. I like that a lot. Let Dakota leave. Podkolzin can do his job. Yeah, I like Podkolzin a lot. I just don't think Tocchet does. So, East Van, others losing life's good. Okay. Yeah, it's surprising. They're down 0-2, shocking. Everyone thinks that they're going to get swept. I'm not sure. I picked Edmonton in 6. Actually, I picked Carolina to win the Florida to win the Stanley Cup, but I changed my mind right before the Stanley Cup finals because it's just the way the Oilers are playing. I should have stuck with my Florida pick. Anyways, Personalized says what happens with Guentzel could lie with what happens with Nashus. Yep. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Personalized. Let me just finish your comment and then I'll comment on it. Guentzel's rumored to re-sign, but if not, then Vancouver, Nashville, Chicago, and Pittsburgh are in the mix to getting him. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could go back to Pittsburgh. Nashville, yeah, I mean, who are you going to play with? Like, he's not going to want to play with them. Chicago, maybe he wants to go play with Bedard. Maybe he does. I mean, he's 29, so I don't know. I think Vancouver and Pittsburgh are the 2 realistic things there. Okay. Here's the thing about Nashus. Apparently, Nashus wants about 7, or is, I shouldn't say wants. They say that he's rumored to deserve about 7.7 to 7.4 million on his next contract. And that's the challenging thing. Why would you want to go get Nashus then? I don't think you want him. I mean, I would just pay the extra money and go get Guentzel and know for a fact that he is a proven winner. Okay. Chicago is rumored to be willing to pay Guentzel a 5-year deal, $9.525 million per year with bonuses totaling $72 million. That's a legitimate thing. I mean, he might choose to go there. I just don't think you want to miss the playoffs year after year. Right? When you're 29 and you had a Stanley Cup, you want to win a cup again. Where's the fastest place you can win a cup? Where's the best fit for you? It could be Chicago. It's probably Vancouver compared to one of those teams, but we'll just see. Jeevan, good to have you here. Just a rumor again. Chicago is seeing Guentzel as a part of their rebuild. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to speed up their rebuild real fast. What would we have to sacrifice to get Guentzel? That's a great question, Jeevan. I'm really glad that you're here asking these good questions. You do have to sacrifice a lot. But they offered Lindholm $7 million. I don't know what you're going to have to sacrifice. I mean, maybe it's Zadorov, maybe it's Lindholm, maybe it's Joshua. Those three guys, if you're going to have to do it, and maybe we don't sign any three of those guys anyways. Even though I just made a video regarding Zadorov, and I'm convinced, everyone, I am honestly convinced that that Zadorov will be back. Everyone, Zadorov's going to be back. That's my. So check out that video of why if you haven't seen it yet. So, Jarvis says, I don't know why I prefer Lindholm. Well, he does bring a lot to the table in regards to the defensive, the 200-foot game, the face-offs, the right-handed face-off guy. That's a lot of valuable things for him, but I just think he's on his way out. There's no chance. Really, I really feel like there's no chance. I could be wrong. The Canucks could totally surprise him. Maybe Lindholm wants to stay here. I'm not sure. All I know is Guentzel to me looks more realistic, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's not at all. Who needs him? We have JT Miller. We're adding to JT Miller, man. But personalized wants to get into JT Miller, right? So, let's just see. What do you said you agree with East Van? Japan 4, good to see you. Welcome. Good to have you here. I hate giving players massive contracts. Nick, you know what? I'm with you. It's hard. This is the land we live in. They want their guaranteed contracts. They want to know that they're going to be taken care of. There's injuries. There's all kinds of things. They got to get paid, right? This is Guentzel's time to get paid. And he's going to try to get as much as he can, but also try to get a cup with that. Yeah, I'm with you though. It's hard. That's why I don't want to give Hronek $8 million times 8 years. I just don't think it's going to turn out to be a great contract for us. I'm not a fan of that. I think JT Miller, we now know that it was a steal of deal, but the later on contracts could not be good for us. Not sure about it, right? Pedersen, another 8-year deal, just craziness. You better hope they pan out, or else it's going to be gross for a long time. You got the OEL contract that we bought out. You gave $6 million to times 6 years of Myers that didn't work out. So yeah, there's risk. There's risk for sure. If you had a chance, would you bring in Crosby? Roberto, I would love to do that. It all depends on how much it would cost. If he's ridiculous amounts of money, I would say no. But or not amounts of money, draft capital and all that stuff. I'd say no. But just having him in Vancouver would be so fantastic. Honestly, it would just be so fantastic. But he's just too old at this stage. I don't know. I would be excited, but I wouldn't be excited about what we'd have to give up. So it depends. Depends what you have to give up. But not knowing then, so Roberto's here, then Robert's here. With cap issues, I don't think Guentzel is going to come to Vancouver. Just too costly. Yep, you're probably right on that. Coach Rob Willie's in the house. Good to have you here, my friend. What about Toffoli for $5 million? I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Can I go? Let me just see what how much he made last year. Teams, Carolina. So I think he was on. Didn't he go? No, he was on New Jersey Devils, right? No. Where did he go? I can't remember. It must be the Devils. Teams, New Jersey. If I got that wrong, everyone, you can post in the chat. Toffoli. No, where is he? Was he injured? I don't know. Anyways, let's just see. Someone's gonna the Jets. Thank you, everyone. My apologies. So much movement happened at the trade deadline. It literally happened at the trade deadline. Let's just quickly go to the Jets. And Utah, Winnipeg. There we go. Toffoli, 32 years old. Okay, didn't know that. And his last contract, he made $4.25 million. $4.25 million. Okay. Yeah, I guess he would go for 5. I don't know. Seems a lot to me for a guy who's a little pretty slow, but we'll see. You think he'll go to Tampa? Are you thinking Toffoli, or I'm assuming you're thinking Guentzel? A very good point. 29 years old, wanting to play for a contender. So what are the thoughts of Guentzel going to New York Rangers? Yeah, he could. I don't think he's going to go to Toronto because they just aren't cup contenders. Just saying. And I don't mean that to be rude. It's just a fact. I mean, we might not be cup contenders either. Vegas Golden Knights could be an option. Yeah, we just talked about that, Justin, that he's considering that. That Chicago wants him to. Crosby won't leave Pittsburgh. If that happens, I'll shake my head. I'll shave my head bald. Just won't happen. That's hilarious. Mike, Pedersen's tendonitis is a little worrisome. Yep. There's types of it that can end careers. Oh man, that'd be awful. In my opinion, Hronek is worth 6.5 max. Jeevan, I'm leaning that way too. It's just that the league and arbitration will vote differently, but that's just me. So got to go to NHL.com teams. Check out Tampa Bay and check the links, the news links. GM believes they need to rebuild, so it looks like either this year or next year Tampa is a rebuild. Yep, I can see that. When the Canucks lost Game 7, the thing that was most worried about is how we would run it back next year. Lindholm for me was easily first priority. I saw so much value from him in the playoffs. Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem that you believe this, that you're hoping for this, but he just rejected the offer. So I'm moving on from him thinking that he's not returning. So if he's not returning, is Guentzel the guy that you want then, Jarvis? Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think we could offer 9.5, might as well as a couple more million instead of getting Lindholm. Problem is we need 2 top 6 wingers. Suter needs to be a 3. I agree, Justin. I am sold that Lindholm's moving on and that Suter's not a good winger. He's a great center. So he is the 3C. I believe it should be JT Miller, Pedersen, Suter, and I hope we bring Bluger back to be the 4th guy there, but we might not be able to if we get a guy like Guentzel. So I'm with you. But yeah, it's possible. Jarvis says, however, if he has no interest whatsoever, then I guess we have to live with it and not overpay him. Yep, you don't want to do that. And I think you're right, Mike. I think Lindy is going to get bank from Boston. So would Zadorov be considered a top winger? No, he's not. If you had to pick between signing Guentzel at over $8 million a season or trading for Nashis, what would you choose? I would do Guentzel because the reason why is I think that Nashis is still an unknown. Okay, he's still an unknown. He had one great season last year. He was okay, but I think he's going to want $7.4 million. And if you want 7.4, I'd rather go with the guys who won a Stanley Cup, who's proven that he's just again proven that he's a playoff guy. Nashis, we don't know that for a fact yet. He's good, but I don't know if he's great. You know, Markstrom will sign with the Leafs. Petey traded to Pittsburgh for Crosby. Guentzel goes to Tampa. Interesting season. Wow, those are bold takes, Jorg. Good job. If you watch Steve Dangle in his podcast, the SDPN one and they talk about Markstrom going to the Leafs, he's like, it's a complete rumor. He's not coming to Vancouver. But not Vancouver. He's not coming to Toronto. But Markstrom's going to want out, right? Markstrom's going to want out. So I don't know. He's rumored to go to the Leafs, but Toronto fans are like, that's not happening, even though they'd love to. And they should have done it last year. Crosby's too old to trade for PD. Yes, I agree with that statement. Several studies indicated that athletes would often experience serious pain, which further lead to reduced levels of performance, loss of playing time, and end of one's career. Ah, boy. Japan forces Toffoli would have been a good pickup a few years ago, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sold on Toffoli. I feel like we have this love. We have Japan for. We have this. Canuck fans have this love affair with Toffoli, don't you think? It's like we're living in the past. You should never let him go. I agree. But bringing him back is not going to change the future, I don't think. But that's just me. A lot of people love Toffoli. So, Jacob Lee, welcome. I'm hoping the Alvin connection could get Guentzel to come here. I get the feeling he would offer quite a bit to entice him. I suspect Mikheyev and Garland would be on the way out. Well, you don't have to offer him anything to get here, right? Because if we go to Carolina, isn't he a UFA? I'm sure he's a UFA. Yeah, he's a UFA. You don't even need to trade for him. But are you talking contract? If you're talking contract, you do have to entice them quite a bit. And Vancouver's got a history of overpaying players. So, oh no, if Markstrom leaves Calgary, just looked, Huberdeau would want out. Canucks should go for Huberdeau. No, bro. He isn't in the cards. Oh my goodness. Natius is 4 years younger than Guentzel. I mean, there might be better going to Natius, but I'm not convinced on his talent like everyone else is. Yeah, Guentzel has more value. Natius would need to humble himself. Yeah, okay. What are two wingers we could bring in for $5 to $6 million each? That's a great question. Isn't that on? Can't we go to UFAs on Cap Friendly? How do I find out the UFAs? No, I don't think you could do it on this. NHL UFA 2024. Yeah, here it is. No, this is complicated. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Let me bring this up so you guys can see it. Okay, so you guys can see this. Alrighty. Added stage. Okay, let's show you this. Okay. So these are the players that are available. Stamkos at this stage. Stamkos, okay, 8.5 million. 34 years old, has everything that you are looking for when it comes to experience, pedigree. I mean, still a point a game guy would be awesome. Stamkos would be the guy, honestly, but he's just too old. Guentzel's number 5. Look at Tyler Myers is number 4 on the gee, that is nuts. That is nuts, everyone. I mean, really, Reinhart, he's not going to leave Florida, right? Who's gonna let him walk? 94 points, great chemistry with Barkov. I just don't see you letting Sam Reinhart go. So it's Stamkos potentially, Guentzel, but you said for 5 or 6 million. I think Bertuzzi will sign back with Toronto, but that's a guy I would really like to have in Vancouver. I love Tyler Bertuzzi. Jason Zucker is another guy you could, even though he's older. He's 32. Mantha, I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, but if you're talking about that range, that's the money you're talking about. Teravainen, again, they're not the greatest. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, right, everyone? It's totally tough. So, Like, look how far Lindholm is down the list here, everyone. He's gonna make bank. He's gonna make bank. So yeah, turned down 7 million. That's a pay increase for Lindholm. Just under 5 million. Wants more than 7, maybe 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Probably 8. I think he's gonna get. He's probably gonna get 9 by the time it's all said and done. Jake DeBrusk is a possibility. 80 games, though, 40 points. That's a bust in my opinion. Yeah, so these are some of the guys. I should do a video on this. I will later, but you got a sneak peek of some of the ideas I'm thinking there. UFAs are a great buffet. There's a lot of Ehlers, he would be great as well. Where was he on that list? I didn't see him there. Anyways, I would love Ehlers. I love that guy. I think he's a scoring machine. Fantastic. I'm not concerned about Hughes at all. Statistics shows he can play without Hronek. I agree. Hronek can't play without him. The concern might be the Canucks don't have a truly solidified. Yeah, that's true. And it's the right-handed shot defenseman, right? What if they just run McKayev and Petey back? They can. I think it'd be terrible. But I think that McKayev's going to be better next year, and I don't think you can trade him to anyone unless you add a first-round pick to it, and I just think that's bad business. Tocchet could have a good connection with Guentzel as well. Thinking the Pittsburgh connection, Alvin would be the icing on the cake. Yep. You sent me the link. Thank you. I found it, but I appreciate it. Duclair and Teravainen would be 6 to them each or less. Yeah, good call. I'm not really a big fan of them. Hey, Chris, good to have you here. On that list, why is Zadorov listed as a Chicago Blackhawk? Let me just bring that back up for a second. Zadorov. Where is it? No, Zaitsev is there. Where's Zadorov? Vancouver. No, yeah, you just got it wrong there. You just got it wrong. Teravainen, yeah, Caroline. So seeing this, I think Guentzel is out. So for Vancouver, get Guentzel and Mantha. Possible? It's possible. Even though it's probably unrealistic, what about PD and Stamkos? I think that would be nuts, Jeevan. I'm all in on that. I'm all in on that for sure. Love that. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I was flipping through it too as well, and it was small. So my bad. But yeah, I think Stamkos, that's a really great conversation. I just don't know, like, is he going to leave Tampa? Is he going to try to do one more year and win a cup? He probably will stay and try to win another cup, but maybe Tampa doesn't want to pay him the money. Like, he's getting paid huge dollars. Like, so would you rather pay Stamkos for 3 years at $8.5 million or go get Guentzel? And it's going to be a longer contract, right? So Japan 4 says, I think Mikheyev will have a way better year next year. I mean, yeah, with this summer, get stronger from his injury. I agree with that, but there's nowhere but up for him to go. He can't get worse. He just can't get worse, right? He just can't. And that's why I did that video on him. It's called The Mess of Mikheyev. If you haven't checked that out yet, please go check it out. I'd love to. And then I also did one as Nacious Necessary. And then I did a whole UFAs, RFAs, who to keep. There's lots going on. There's lots going on, everyone. So Jeevan says, even if he leaves, he'll probably go to Toronto before Vancouver. Are you talking about Guentzel? Because I don't think they don't have the money to pay him. So yeah, he didn't play well for most. Oh, you're talking about Stamkos. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, but do they have the money, everyone? I don't think he has the money. Yeah, we'll see. Isn't Tavares even Tavares? He's not a isn't he? Is he an RFA? Let me just check. Okay, it is Tavares is no, he makes 11 million this season, and then he's a UFA the following year. That's a lot. Mikheyev was brought in to be a third line energy guy, kill penalties, much like Suter. That was the problem. And we had those guys in our top six. Alvin admitted his fault on this. Yeah, he was wrong, man. He was wrong. That's the other thing. I trust Alvin and Rutherford, but can I just say something to everyone? Like, they can't bat 1,000. And that was one of their big fails. So, yeah. Yeah. Tavares is a UFA in 2025. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's interesting, this conversation, isn't it, everyone? That Guentzel is a guy that the Canucks, I think, would really like to get. I don't know if they can, but I think he's kind of guy what people are looking for. It's just too bad because we already had a guy like Kuzmenko, who already had 39 goals with Pettersson, but for some reason he couldn't get his defense figured out. Talking didn't like him. He was healthy scratch. I get it, but it's just hard. I wish Kuzmenko, like that. Kuzmenko is a fail too, right, for us. So to get Guentzel in Vancouver, what would you have to offer to entice him? What kind of commitment? 1 year, 2 years, 4? I mean, at 29 years old, he's probably looking for 5 years. At least 5 years, maybe 4. You don't know. I think so. Again, Jeevan, I like Tanev. I think he's a really good player. I do think he's a really good player. It's just like, it's that pipe dream that we had him, shouldn't have let him go. And here we are, right? So I'm just at the stage. No, I don't think we're going to get him. I don't think he wants to come back to Vancouver. I think he would rather stay in a place like Dallas, personally. But we'll see. I would love to get him. It depends on how much he wants. If we're talking 4.5, I'm kind of happy about that. I think that's what he's worth, but we'll see. And a new team name, the Nanaimo Knights. Nice ring to it. we have the Nanaimo Night Owls. It's a baseball team. It's a collegiate caliber. It's not college, but it is their off season, and they come and play here, and it's good baseball. It's a great experience. If you live in the area, definitely check out the Nanaimo Night Owls. I know one of the main dudes that runs the team, and he's a great guy, a really great guy. You'll love the experience. I enjoyed going to their game. But yeah, it's good. So Nanaimo Knights, because we got the Nanaimo Clippers here, but yeah. Anyways, everyone, 97 people here. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, please do. I'd really appreciate it. Really appreciate the love, the support. Love making videos for y'all. Love doing live streams. Love connecting. Love the conversations we have. Thanks for being here, being all a part of it. And maybe, do you think Edmonton bounces back and wins at home next game? They better. I mean, they better, or else it's over, right? So yeah. Did the Night Owls beat the Victoria Harbor Cats? Okay, cool. Okay, guys, what do you think? Okay, so Jeevan says the Oilers in 7. I'm going to go with the Oilers win game 3. I just had this feeling. I could be wrong. Angelo thinks that there's going to be a sweep, that Florida's going to sweep them. I mean, that would be terrible for ratings. That would be terrible for the thing, but that's okay. Notorious Nanaimo them bars. Hey, funny story, personalized. The baseball team, the Nanaimo Night Owls. Here's the other side thing. When they do day games, they're called the Nanaimo Bars. The Nanaimo Bars. No. Nanaimo Bars? Yeah, I think that's what they're called. Nanaimo. Let me just see. Nanaimo Night Owls. And Come on. It's taking so much to load here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Tickets, home, not tickets. How about schedule? Okay. How come it's not here? Anyways, I'm taking too much time for this. Too much time. So tickets, home, shop. Let's go to hats. It'll show me here. Yeah, the bars. The bars it is. The Nanaimo bars. Isn't that funny? I was right about that. It just felt weird saying it. So hit that like and subscribe, everyone. Yes, they will go. They will. So Coach Raw Willie thinks that the Oilers are going to win 5-2. Yeah, you forgot about Bettman. Oilers have to solve Bobrovsky. That's hard to do. I see this going at least 6 games. That's cool. So you think Edmonton's going to win game 3? Then Alvin and Rutherford did make some mistakes. Yes, they did. They have, but they've also made some great ones too. Well, that's interesting what you guys think about that. And yeah, hope you have a great night, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching the video. If you're watching later, appreciate you. I think we should go get Guentzel, okay? And have an awesome night. I hope to do another live stream tomorrow night or Thursday night. So just be aware of that, and appreciate each one of you being here. And of course, always, go Canucks, go.